Hi, Tim Roye for Warriors.com, and we are on Skype, my maiden voyage on Skype here, and the pleasure to go across the ocean to Australia. And Andrew Bogut is my guest. And Andrew, this is kind of cool. It's my maiden voyage on Skype, and I'm honored to have you as my first guest. So,
Oh, thanks. I think it's one of my first interviews over Skype too, so count us both in.
now, what, you were just coming back from a workout? It's afternoon there. It's late night here in the Bay Area. You were coming off a workout today?
Yeah, I was. I was with Johan Wang, strength and conditioning coach. So I literally just got through the door about 5 minutes ago, and he's just driven back to his hotel, and we're back at it again in the morning.
Kind of happy not to see Johan for a few hours.
He's a good guy, so it works out.
Yeah, he is a good guy, and he's very good at what he does as well. And so you're in good hands there. What kind of things does he have you doing?
I've been in the weight room since basically I've been back in Australia, so I've been lifting weights and doing a lot of core, basically looking after the rest of my body since my ankle was immobile. In the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been doing some light shooting, some free throws, and since Johan has come this week, I've been cleared to work and basically start light jogging. So I've been doing some light jogging on the Alter G treadmill, which obviously can take some of the weight bearing off you. So I started that this week, and I'm just glad to be allowed to move my legs now. So it definitely feels good.
Obviously, Warrior fans, as you know, are very interested in how you're doing and what you're doing. Are you on schedule right now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm onto the surgeon schedule. Obviously, it does get frustrating because the surgeon they kind of dictate when you're allowed to do things, and I think I'm feeling very very good, to be honest. But I've got to stick to the protocol, and this was about the period of time where we start clearing me to start doing some light jogging and some light on court stuff. But as far as basketball related drills at full speed, I'm still probably a little ways away from that.
Now, are you on target for starting training camp on time and in uniform?
It's hard to say right now. I mean, October 1 is definitely the date I circle on my calendar, but I've got to play it smart. And obviously we'll reevaluate towards the end of September. But right now, it's probably too far away to say. I'd like to be ready, but it's still up in the air. But I mean, I definitely don't anticipate missing training camp unless I have to. And I think I should be ready to go.
For any basketball player, getting in the gym is the most important thing. What was it like to get some shots up?
It feels good. It feels good. I mean, I've been doing touch shooting and light shooting ever since the injury. Just as long as I wasn't obviously putting any pressure on my leg. Even when I was in my boot, I was still doing some light shooting, just some close stuff, just to keep my touch. But as each step of this rehab, elevates, it's definitely more and more exciting. And a lot of people don't know I haven't been able to run since the end of January. So as an athlete, it's very frustrating. But the light's at the end of the tunnel, and I'm progressing towards it.
So as you go through this process, do you have good days and bad days?
Yeah, not so much lately. I mean, I've been powering through every task I've been set out, so I haven't really had no issues. Ankle hasn't given me any trouble. There's been no swelling. There's been no soreness. I mean, when I first got out of the boot, which I would have tweeted probably a couple of months ago, there was some soreness because I was transitioning to being totally immobile to all of a sudden being allowed to walk. So there was some transitioning soreness there. But the last 3 or 4 weeks have been great, and I really haven't had any problems.
What's a typical day for you right now?
Typical day for me, I'm up at about 7:30 a.m. and I'm in the gym by about 8 a.m. I start the day with some hot and cold therapy in the hot and cold tub, get the ankle loose and ready for the workout, and then lifting weights for about 40 minutes to an hour, including core work and mobility, stretching. I do about 30 to 40 minutes of hard conditioning on a bike, and then I shoot for about 30 or 40 minutes. Obviously as light as possible, not pounding my ankle too much. On top of that, I do about an hour of soft tissue work with a physiotherapist daily, and then I finish the day with hot and cold and some pool stretching. So the workload's increased. Before that, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was doing a lot of this in the pool. I was doing a lot of jogging in the pool, a lot of jumping in the pool, hopping, and making sure the ankle responded well. It did, and now the next phase of that is the Alter G treadmill and building that up. So I anticipate hopefully being cleared to run in about 3 to 4 weeks on the court, and then go from there.
What's the worst part of your day?
The worst part of my day, the bike conditioning is never fun. Uh, 7 foot tall, so sitting on a bike for 30, 40 minutes isn't optimal, but it's the only way right now I can get my heart rate up at a high level to complete some conditioning. So I don't love the bike, but I know it's going to get me better.
It's always hard to know, and I'm always a little reluctant to ask this type of question when someone's coming back from an injury. But fans like to put numbers on things, and I do too. And so I guess as best as you can guess, where are you right now in terms of percentile?
It's hard to say, and I don't want to. If you say something too low, it puts alarm bells out there for the fans and the organisation. And if I put the percentage too high, and then there's a setback, then there's frustration. I don't want to put a number on it right now, but as I've said, I'm not doing basketball activity yet, so take that as you will. I've only been cleared to run on a treadmill the last couple of weeks, so I'm still a ways behind being NBA ready for a season, but I'm getting there.
Do you have any appointments, any evaluations coming up?
Yeah, I have one. I'll be back in the Bay Area, which I believe is one of the other questions you're going to ask me soon. I'll be back there the first week of September, and I have a follow up with Dr. Ferkel, who did my surgery in Los Angeles, as I'm flying from Australia to LA. So I think the day after, I think I get there on Labor Day weekend in LA, and then I'm in San Francisco by the end of that week, and I'll be back at it in the gym.
And you've done this drill before. How did you know that?
But good PR guys, they gave me a heads up.
Oh, hey, did you watch the Olympics at all?
Yeah, I did. I watched all the Australian games that I could. Obviously, it was disappointing not being part of it, but I tried to watch as much as I could, and we had fantastic coverage here in Australia, which was a bonus.
Now, did your right fist go in the air when Patty Mills hit that shot, the buzzer beater to win?
Yeah, it was a big game for us. I mean, he played a hell of a tournament. And like I said, it was very tough to watch, and I think we definitely had a decent tournament. But it's always a question of what if I didn't get hurt, and what if we played better? You never know what can happen.
Fans get excited, I think, when they start gearing up for the season, and I get excited. Well, broadcasters get excited, everybody gets pumped up. As a player, do you get fired up when you get a chance maybe to hear about Steph Curry's progress, maybe catch a glimpse of Harrison Barnes in summer league? Do you get fired up over stuff like that?
I do. I mean, this last off season for us has been phenomenal. I think our general manager and ownership group there at the Warriors has to be commended because they've done all they can with our salary cap situation and made the appropriate moves. Jarrett Jack, Carl Landry, all three rookies, Steph Curry's help. They've done a phenomenal job, and obviously paper doesn't win games in the NBA, but I think the first step, is right there. And looking from afar, I think it's been very, very exciting to know that training camp's going to have a team of guys that are very, very good.
Tell me about when you have a player, say like this kid Festus Ezeli, the Warriors got out of Vanderbilt. He's very young, a little bit of raw. Are you the kind of guy that when you get to camp and once you get yourself settled, get yourself into your own little rhythm and you feel comfortable with your body, are you the kind of guy that's going to pull him and say, hey, look, here's how you handle an NBA situation?
A little bit. I think that's a job for all veterans. We have a very young team, a lot of young guys coming in. Not only those guys, but Jenkins and Tyler, they're all young kids too. So we just need to make sure that as veterans of the team, myself, Steph, even Richard Jefferson to a point, make sure that we're vocal and helping these guys out as much as we can, because those guys are gonna, whether they like it or not, they're gonna get minutes. There's going to be injuries at times for guys. There's going to be guys missing games. You never know what happens in the NBA, so they need to be ready, and we need to be able to count on them when the time is right.
The Warriors are fired up, hoping for the playoffs this year. And somebody asked me about the Dwight Howard trade. Well, I said, well, if you're a Western Conference team, the Lakers got Dwight Howard and the Nuggets got Andre Iguodala. That was not a good day for Western Conference teams.
Yeah, I mean, Dwight's obviously one of the premier big men, so it puts a bit more of a tougher job when we face the Lakers on me. But the NBA is becoming a league where players are teaming up with other superstar players. So that's just the way it's going to be. And I think we definitely want to try and make the playoffs, but doing that is a different thing. We have to. It's a process in the NBA, and it doesn't happen overnight. But I think we're in the right direction. We're not in a mindset where it's playoffs or bust. We need to be smart about it, but playoffs is definitely a goal for us. If I don't make the playoffs and we don't make the playoffs, I think the season's deemed a failure. So we definitely want to get there and see what happens.
You had a short time to get to know some of the guys on the team. Have you kept in touch at all over the summer?
Yeah, I kept in touch with a few guys. I mean, me and Steph have shot texts back and forth. I've spoke to Tyler a couple of times. But time difference is a big barrier for me. It's like you said, it's 3:30 in the afternoon here, and it's 10 o'clock there at night. So usually when I'm up in the morning, you guys are sleeping, and vice versa. So it's pretty tough to keep in touch. But caught up with David Lee when I was in LA. But obviously, it's been pretty tough.
And it's different all the way around there now. What's the weather like there?
It's not great. I don't know if you can see outside. It's kind of grey, so it's about 15 Celsius, which is about 60, I think, something like that, 60 Fahrenheit. So it's not great. It's not terrible, like Milwaukee, snow and stuff, but it's not great. I think it's very similar to a San Francisco winter, to be honest, rainy and windy.
So it's funny because if you think about it, with you being in the NBA, for a lot of times you've missed summer.
Yeah, I have.
Because
I have.
winter where we are, and then it's winter where you are.
Yeah, yep. I mean, yeah, it has been tough, but now that I'm in the Bay Area, I think the winters aren't as bad as they were in Milwaukee, so I feel a little bit better about that. But definitely got to try to get to Europe a little more than I have been. This off season was a bit unique. I usually get to Croatia for about 6 weeks, but I try to focus on my ankle rehab as much as I could, and I have my own training facility here in Australia. So I made the decision not to have a holiday this off season and not to go to Europe. But in the near future, I'll definitely be spending more and more time over in Europe just because the sunshine definitely helps.
I hear Croatia's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a nice part of the world. It's very low key, and I've been going there the last 5 or 6 summers, so I really enjoy it over there, and I've got some family over there, and I can kind of go there and relax and still work out. And obviously, as I get older, warm weather definitely helps.
No doubt about that. So when do you think you'll be in the Bay Area again?
After Labor Day. I think I'm actually flying in on Labor Day, so I think that's the 3rd of September. So I think I get in on that day, and then I'm in LA for 2 or 3 days to see Doc, and then I'll be in the Bay Area by as soon as the Doc ticks off all the boxes. I'll be in the Bay Area the next day.
You've been through this before. What's it going to mean for you, to get on the floor, get an NBA uniform on, and go to work?
It's just going to be a long road for me because, like I said, I haven't been able to run or do basketball-related activities since late January. So it's been a long process for me. It'll be almost 3/4 of a year before I'm back playing 5-on-5. So I'll definitely be excited. I miss the game. I miss the competitiveness, and obviously there's some other things that are pretty important to me with a fresh start with Golden State that excite me as well. So hopefully it'll work out.
And fans, if they want to follow you on Twitter, what's your handle there?
It's Andrew M. Bogut. So M is my middle name, which is for Michael. So that's my Twitter handle. But haven't been too busy on it the last couple of weeks because I've been focusing on training. But I try to get on there as much as I can.
I'm sure they'll be happy to follow you during the season. Hey, I look forward to getting a chance to see you again. I appreciate your time. Any last thoughts? Anything you want to say to the fans as we hang up here?
Well, yeah, we have the best fans in the league, so keep it up. I mean, we generally don't have bandwagon fans. I mean, from what I've noticed, is the fans support us through thick and thin, and hopefully, we can give them something to cheer about this season.
Thank you for guiding me through Skype. I feel so much more confident now.
No worries. Cheers.
All right. Thank you, Andrew, and have yourself a great rest of the day.
No worries, man. You too. I'll catch you when I'm back.